chance almost fell kindly. What Tule saves. Achilles cross. That's the trust they can produce.
That is it. From nowhere, Kumanga Sujo had a golden chance. All he had to do was just to poke the ball into net, but he miscued it and missed that. Gives us that same feeling about ENYIMBA. Just when you think everything is going their way, instead of let it be, Kumanga Su will not be happy with himself for missing that golden opportunity.
Centered on the platter by Pascalese. Chance to see Laijani. Looks like it might be coatings for Anas Hassan. Yeah, that's the confirmation. Anas Hassan. Cover for Dresser Playa, taken off for Laijani. LOBI Stars Football Club. Man who scored 3 goals this season, Laijani. What does this do to the setup, Mike?
Well, we've seen the last, like we did say, of Anas Hassan. The midfield for me has been the Achilles heel of LOBI. Christian Madu has been the only non-face in that team so far. So they need to do more. That's why the coach has looked at and said, Alaijani, I need some presence in that midfield. With a little bit of it, we might just open the defense. We saw Kumanga Su, the golden opportunity. That had to do with just a little bit of pressure. So imagine we have better pressure mounted from our midfield. We might just open up ENYIMBA and get the much desired equalizer.
The LOBI Stars, Laijani's first introduction. Still there. Continue their combustible defending. ENYIMBA International, the goalkeeper Aloy Lekojo, intelligent enough to put it into his safe spot, where the hands could be of vital use. Back out Francis, I think John doesn't seem pretty pleased.
He's beginning to notice a lapse in his defense. We saw Kumanga almost do something there, and then again, we saw Ojo had to rush out of his goal area. Perhaps he's trying to drum it into his midfielders and defenders. Listen, don't slip up, don't let go.
Just remind him that it's just a goal which could be cancelled at any second. They led into the final 10 minutes of that game against Remo Stars before conceding that free kick from Junior Ondoka. Face off home for Vaganaru. Ojo. Pascalese.
Former junior international. See, I like his humble beginnings. He started out from Giwa FC of Jos. I've already made a name for himself. Made it to the junior national team, and most times he's gone. You saw that one save he made. I saw him rush out of his area to do some crucial saves from Dele Olorunleke.
Just mentioned 2 saves as visible in the graphics. He's made this fixture. The ties pass is excellent. Awazie. That's a brilliant sliding interception from Kaluoji. It was a deliberate interception from the fullback.
That was intelligent match reading there. You saw the ball and noticed that Awazie might jump. He gave it his all and slid that Joelito. Nicked the ball off his foot and not only stopped it, built an attack from there. That's a defender that's fully concentrating on what's happening.
Again, it's a moment for a water break, Mike. Attack was made, ENYIMBA 14, LOBI Stars 9. It's been as exciting but also a physical fixture.
I bet you most of those 14 tackles would have come from marking no other person, of course, than Joseph Atule.
That's the tormentor in chief, who joined LOBI Stars at the start of the season despite huge interest from Kwara United. That's the man the managers currently kept talking.
But they know he's the danger man. Should the goal arise, it's most likely going to come from him.
In one of his post-unveiling interviews, Atule said his target is to end the season as the top scorer. It doesn't look like it's going to happen by virtue of the brilliance of Chukwuemeka Obioma. But his name will be there in the conversation of best performing players. Yema having a conversation this time with Awazie.
Well, the players have had the much needed fluid to sort of lubricate their system. Because having to run kilometers, this ungodly weather will take a very strong player. Well, a moment of thought here for Daniel Saka. So far, the result of this game so far has a lot to do with him. And if only he could turn back the hands of the clock, he will have timed his run out of his team and a lot better. As the ENYIMBA fans keep drumming away, why not? Their team is 1-0 ahead. And it's not every day in the playoff. Your team is 1-0 up.
Confirmation. Tijani Biru called into the place for Ty Abdullahi. Man with the number 31. And also, immoral votes. Atule, I mean, you cannot replace him. They say no one is indispensable, Mike, but you know, in LOBI stars, I think Atule is.
I think he's their most valuable player for now. But not only does he score goals, he assists. And apart from that one, I mean, he's the chatterbox. He's the most dangerous player by a mile.
5 minutes into the action, it's LOBI 0, ENYIMBA International 1. Cooper, Jani, here's Mwiwu. Aziz switches position into the 6. Always that intelligence of the captain and goalkeeper Daniel Ataka. Jani, hoping to get us cross in. Stars true. We've seen ENYIMBA punctured late in matches this season, so every possibility that happened against Insurance at the nest of at the Elephant Park in Aba. We also did see it at Matchday 1 against Rainbow Stars.
That against Insurance will live with me for a long time to come. But Insurance had a free kick in front of your team, and Imade belted in one howitzer, and that was equalizer Imade.
Call him the bullet, or the bullet man or something, Imade Asare, whoever. This was supposed to be his golden boot season. He just somehow eased off the second stanza of the regular campaign.
Yeah, sort of went to sleep when he was required to strike most. And a very clever Obioma kept nicking in the needed goals. And today, he's by a mile, top scorer.
He's on the bench watching his team trying to consolidate on the goal he scored in the 6th. Cooper. Mwiwu. Something about the players with their peroxide hair. Almost semblance in terms of stature. Lalibo. Telegraph. Mawaze. That's Mwiwu. Trying to fight Tijani, the man who came in for Katai Abdullahi. Having a conversation.
He was practically holding his defender. You know, footballers and their tricks. You catch them committing an offense and they keep denying in public leg, public view.
Kalu. Oh, it's a straight pass. Gain possession. Christian Madu. Experience coming to the fore. Elijah and clipped on by Samaria Lalibo. Change for ENYIMBA to come. Morphy Nduku. Introduced. Looks like a Kene Awazie's afternoon is on. Footed forward. Playing 18 minutes takes the toll, Mike. He's had a decent run in Kene Awazie.
Yeah, he's not done too bad, considering he's been tightly marked by the LOBI defense, marshaled by Carlo Ochi. And whenever he goes towards Monday Akina, it's not been easy for him. Also, he has every reason to leave this pitch with his head held high. He's contributed his quota so far.
Corner to LOBI Stars. Ariel Lalibo, intelligent. West of possession for LOBI from a corner to a goal kick within seconds.
Coaches will fume at this because it's a schoolboy error. As you see confirmation of the change there, Kene Awazie going on, and Murphy will coming in for ENYIMBA. Let's see what he'll contribute in the last 10 minutes of this game, a game in which ENYIMBA need to score one more to self-consolidate. Because any equalizer by LOBI will make things a lot difficult.
Danny side Wiwu just fighting again possession for the People's Elephants. Side where some of the finest managers have tutored. Days of the late Schweiber Mod, present day Finidi George. Kalu. Danny. Boma. Personal presence is his introduction. New man who whips it across. Good first touch. Got the perfect control from him. That's a goal kick. That's what they will get LOBI Stars for. If their attempt immoral boats, they'll be disappointed. Considering the quality he possesses. Gianni. Thrilling out of Pascalese. Sort of caught him and back without delighting. Having that conversation alongside Adeleke Adekule. Pascalese, the man has been central defender. Pascalese more like.
Well, Elijah and I don't have the best of times. That was an elbow there from Pascal Eze. Oh, well, he's beginning to get some of the punishment that Abba Umar has been getting since the beginning of this game. And Abba acquitted himself, equitably ever since. However, Elijah is going to get the punishment.
Taking Elijah Annie with the connecting header. And a taste of a back pass to the safe hands of captain Olorunleke Ojo. This season have come off the boots. It just Rivers and Dakada. Teams has scored against Elijah Annie. Begin Wiwu. Would be a bit frustrated. He thought he got the free kick in his favour.
Francis Odinaka was somewhat clever there. He was almost losing that ball. But of course, well, complaints that Odinaka did dive. Trust footballers. Thanks for what playback opportunity that playback offers you. Players could easily fool referee. No surprises, the assistants are always at their call and beg to help out. God Dinaka cleverly played and earned that free kick.
defending champions in your right, LOBI Stars. They won the title in 1999. There could have been 2 titles in their duffel. As I mentioned earlier on, the 2018 season was inconclusive due to certain internal wranglings in the football house. So there were no champions and no relegated teams. Big man Iken Akupa, 4 fouls committed, 4 tackles.
A no-nonsense defender, you would call him. Gives them as he takes them.
I think that just summarized efficiency. Johan. Ball bouncing around the box. A huge appeal for a penalty, but a referee, Gabo Joseph, seems to have seen Mourinho Ward's Mike, a panoramic view of that moment.
I think Kumangasu is too soft. Finidi is not too happy about that. Because everything is playing itself out in the last few minutes of this game. His team is beginning to go to sleep. And on that occasion, look at Kumanga. He got the first touch, but then the referee felt contact wasn't much as we saw Kumanga going down, expecting to be given a penalty. But I've seen this given in some cases. But in this case, our referee said they're on.
For a boat, it's got to be careful with the challenges. There's familiar names in the ENYIMBA setup. Seems as a future Super Eagles player. Joined ENYIMBA in August 2020 after an impressive NPFL debut with Nakada football. Just, 5 more minutes of regular time. Bioma's 16-minute goal to the differential. ENYIMBA charging forward. Should be doing better with the crossing. Bolted. Season after LOBI Stars going to be champions for the second time. Team inconclusive to reconcile the NPFL campaign, having aligned with the global calendar. Next season is in an abridged format. ENYIMBA champions are following a Super 6 championship just like this. Landing just awkward. Player man has been efficient at this game. Wana Supo. He had to appeal to the technical crew to come attend to him. They await the presence of their own football side, but there will be a tactical change. Barnabas Dimenga alongside Barry Lagbara. The double change. Dimenga who comes in first. Placing Abba Omar. Francis Onanaka actually coming in for Abba Omar. Lagbara. Four tactical changes made by the manager. They're going on for that crucial equaliser. Abba Omar, Alalade, Hassan and Francis Onanaka all replaced by Elijah Ani, Emega, Barry Lagbara, Mangaso. He has also made a couple of changes himself, equal number. Talents, Kabiru, Obut, Mofin Luku, ever-present Chibike Mwiwu, Majani. First now by Iken Nakupa. First touch is good. Second lets him down. Pascalese gets the possession and tries to initiate. Could be a happy attack there from Imorobot. His second one for the team, the LOBI Stars player. Less than a minute on the pitch, Barry Laguara has picked up a yellow card. I'm sure that was part of the instruction posed by the manager of the team, Mohamed Babaganaru. Necessary challenge, Imaro Boots. Just driving on to happy land. In the Cooper, what a player. Baganaru, man is furious at the moment. He knows the team is still following this contest. If they do find a way to score, they would have the taste of a victory. Tijani. He's been caught offside. Bauma, who came on to replace the goal scorer, Emeka Obioma, who's on your screen. Atule. Thanks for 1-2. Badabasa Menga. That's a confirmation of additional minutes. 4 minutes for ENYIMBA to secure their first win, and 4 minutes likewise for LOBI Stars to mount a great comeback. Not sure how the story will end. After 4 minutes, there will be a tale to tell. Current standing, by virtue of the current score, ENYIMBA have leapfrogged Rivers United with a game advantage, of course. 4 points. Sunshine Stars. Again, they've just been match. It's timed. As they come up front. Tijani Kabiru. Far behind the pass. Intended to find Bauma. Majani. Lazarus hoping to somewhat raise the occasion for LOBI Stars. Happy with the possession and a trip. Felt like a 50-50 challenge. Both players down on the tough. With the ENYIMBA player, Sumari Alalibo, requiring medical attention. Elijah and he protested the call of the referee. He would have wished there was a set piece given. Players of Sunshine Stars are anticipating the old fixture to come. In a few minutes, at the second fixture for this match day, the champions Rivers United against Southwest favourites Remo Stars. Smiles now, he knows his goal is about to secure their first maximum point championship playoff. Goal count at the campaign. Yeah, familiar faces when it comes to football. Ekawani. For those who know him, the smile won't come because Rangers International are not in the championship playoff. Final few seconds. The final whistle comes. The game they needed to win, they have won. For the umpteenth time this season, it's the super player, the man with the number 9 shirt, simplifying his position, Chukwuemeka Obioma, with his 16th of the season, propelling the Elephants, the most successful side in this competition, to a happy second outing, momentary top of the championship standings for LOBI Stars. It feels even gloomier for them. A point in the first game, they didn't concede, conceded early in this, didn't have what it took to find their way back. But there's still room for a bounce back potentially for the Macaulay Bay side. But for the People's Elephants, it was a masterclass display initiated by the tactician himself, Finidi George. Legend when it comes to football in the country, is about to make his own legendary tales with ENYIMBA International Football Club. Not the perfect outing for Daniel Ataka, but he's still a great goalkeeper. A result, not a scoreline. LOBI 0, ENYIMBA International 1.
To the Aba Elephants, their first victory at the Super 6 Championship playoffs right here at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. A solitary striker from Obioma Emeka, of course, taking his tally to 16 goals. 3 more fixtures to go. Can he hit 20 goals at the end of the season? I guess Mike will have more to tell us about that. But then, of course, I got Coach Finidi here. Excited with that first win, finally?
Yeah, I'm very happy that we got the 3 points. You know, it was a difficult game, like I said initially, but at the end of the day, I think we deserve the 3 points.
It seems as though you were not just battling against an opposition in LOBI Stars. The weather also was a key element for you guys.
Yeah. Playing at 2 p.m., I think it's a difficult one, you know. We must commend both teams. It's not easy to play under this condition, you know. So at the end of the day, we must commend them, and I'm happy for my boys.
All right, now excited going into match day 3 as it is. Does this give a good motivation for the next fixture come Wednesday?
Yes, of course. You know, after every victory, I think the motivation will be very, very high. You know, so we'll just see how we'll get the boys to recover as quick as possible, and maybe make 1 or 2 changes for the next game.
All right, thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Finidi George, delighted getting the first victory after they pulled out a draw. Like I stated, scoring goal is not the issue, but it is keeping that, and that's exactly what they did. Coach Baba Ganaru should be very disappointed. I mean, your boys definitely put out a whole lot, but then finishing was just the issue, right?
Yeah, the boys did very well, but the most important thing in game of football is to get the goal. I think we are very wasteful today. Even the last month, we created so many goal-scoring chances, we could never be able to take it. Look at how we consider a very cheap goal, very cheap one, a mistake from the goalkeeper. We have at least 2-3 glaring chances to score, and we didn't take it. That's football. If we don't use our chances, you will punish.
Now, is there any motivation going into your next fixture? Seeing how the boys shaped up, is there anything that could change?
Yeah, we'll go and talk to them psychologically, try and psych them up how they can come up. And again, we have 3 matches to go, and anything can happen. Yeah.
All right, all the best to your team then.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Baba Ganaru, coach for LOBI Stars. You can tell, no doubt, disappointed with how his lads actually faced off. They created chances, no doubt, but then it just didn't turn out for them. Mike is joining me right now, and Mike, it seems as though ENYIMBA decided to keep that one goal score as it is.
Yeah, they seem to have learned from their mistakes. They are defensively very, very mean. So all what they have to do, listen, we've scored 1. If we cannot score another, we have no business conceding another. So I admire what the likes of Somalia and Lalibot did at the defense, protecting Ojo, Olorunleke in goal, who at some period had to back instructions at them and practically come out and do some things himself.
Now, here's the thing I found very interesting, Mike, the fact that this LOBI Stars also created a few chances, you know, that even the coach agreed could have put away, but they were just not as proficient as expected.
Yeah, one of them was by Kumanga. So there was a ball that just kicked a defender, met him. All he had to do was just to tap in. But then it didn't happen. It didn't just come off on his day. I'm not too surprised. I noticed that he's a little bit soft on this very physical ENYIMBA defense. No wonder they kept him at the reserve bench. It's a learning process for all these guys. Hopefully, by the time they play a lot more tougher teams, they'll become seasoned. But they've given in their best today. They have nothing to be ashamed about. Just that solitary goal, a goalkeeper's mistake, in the 19 minutes became the difference amongst the 2 teams.
Now that's the beauty of football. You know, whenever I said anybody can be beaten, is, you know, when you don't take those chances that you ought to take. And for the life of me, Mike, I worry for LOBI Stars a bit. Our first game was a barren draw, a second game a loss, 3 more fixtures to go. Do they have enough to actually, you know, create an upset and finally see themselves in podium places?
I think it's doable. 9 more points to fight for. So far, they've got 1 point. What's the guarantee that other teams like Sunshine, Insurance are going to do the business on the day? So all they need to do is to look at the next game. What's happening against ENYIMBA, it's over. Put in your best and hopefully get some rest. That's very, very important. Rest, nutrition for the next 48 hours will be important in propelling them perhaps to getting the much-needed win. They are first in these playoffs.
I spoke to Finidi George and I said, beyond playing an opposition in LOBI Stars, it seems as though both teams were battling the opposition called the weather.
Yeah, the weather, of course, we know it's somewhat ungodly. But then you've got no option but to put in your best. It's the time you have to play the game. And being seasoned professionals, now let's give LOBI some credit. They didn't play their league matches at home at the Apiaku Stadium. They played at the new Zaria Road Stadium in Jos. That's a home away from home. And they managed after 18 matches to qualify. That in itself is some credit. The weather in Jos is a lot cooler than it is here. So let's say this weather is somewhat strange to them, but then they gave in their best. It's all in the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you really don't.
It is the beauty of the game, like I always say. But this is the result. If you're just joining us, it is ENYIMBA coming into winning ways, the second game in the Super 6 Championship tournament. And I guess it's good to see that ENYIMBA are basically pushing the envelope at this point in time for the first game of Matchday 2. We are looking at the second fixture that will be coming up very, very, very shortly. Rivers United, defending champions of the NPFL, are looking to actually defend their title. And of course, Remo Stars also in the mix there. Again, I have said, a very dogged side, this Remo Stars, so you should watch out for them. We saw them come back from a losing position against ENYIMBA in Matchday 1. For Bendel Insurance Sunshine Stars, that's one thing Bendel has got to do. If you're talking about the king of draws, even though you would consider them at the king of unbeaten streak, question is, how can they manage themselves against Sunshine Stars, the first team to actually lose here before LOBI Stars actually came into losing ways, Mike?
Well, it does happen. Sunshine will not be happy about what happened, but then come their next match against Insurance, they want to give in their all. I respect their coach, Edith Agoye. He's a coach who does his work silently. He might not have star names in his team, but with little known names he has in his team, he always ekes out a result. So I'll not be too surprised if Sunshine manage to eke out a result and do not leave this competition, you know, with their shoulders low. Because from nowhere, nobody gave them a chance to qualify. And hey, they're among the big boys. Why not for a solitary penalty by Bubeduru? They'll have been in with a point.
All right. Well, we see the teams all getting ready. Rivers United, who you would say have had the most match time, seeing going by how they are fair, you know, exploits on the continent in both the CAF Champions League, where they got knocked out in the second preliminary round, and of course the CAF Confederations Cup, where they made it to the quarterfinals, where they got beat by Young Africans right here at home. And I think that in itself was a bit of a worry for them. But notwithstanding, I think there are a side who are highly rated to progress. They're probably one of the favorites right here, and it will be interesting to see how they will turn out. If for anything, Mike, for Rivers United, Remo Stars, the upper hand has always been with Rivers United. In the last 5 head-to-head, Remo Stars has never beaten Rivers United.
Well, this is a team that just was promoted a few years ago to join the big boys. And so far, they have not left their fans in shame. This is a team that is on the rise. This is a team that sent his coach out there to Portugal, Ogumodede, to learn a trick or two. The coach has come. In the very first season, they've qualified for the Super 6, mingled among the big boys. So I think they are doing wonderfully well. And I will not be surprised if they pull a shock or two, because they're a team that never gives up. And they seem to improve with the season. The coaches know what they want. Having lost Sikiru Alimi at some point, they upped their game. Having upped their game, Mondo did score at the beginning. He was having problems scoring, but they went to get Lokosa, and Lokosa started really scoring. So in my own part, I think they've done well, and I will not be surprised. Rather, I will look at it from the coach's point. A very experienced, wily coach in Eguma, and a young, clever, nifty coach in Ogumodede. I want to see the action on the sidelines from these two coaches while that game goes on. For me, that's what I'll really be looking at, apart from some of the other action on the pitch.
All right. I think we're all excited to see how this will turn out between these two sides. A highly, highly rated and experienced veteran in Stanley Eguma against Ogumodede of Remo Stars, who you would say has got a very fearless young side who are relentless when they step onto the pitch. We will take a quick breather. We'll return. We will be catching up with the coach, and as it is, you know, get things sorted out for the first 45 minutes.